Ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Fat Guy 29, otherwise known as Chris Shazel. That's Tyler Way. His Xbox Live gamer tag is Venom45. I'm actually Jack Bauer, 2448. I'd love to change that, but Shuhei won't let me.
Ha! Microsoft's ahead of you in that one.
Yeah, they are. I don't understand. First off, before we get started, what on earth is so complicated with changing your gamer tag?
I don't know. I've been able to do it ever since the 360 came out, so I don't know what's complicated at it at all.
I don't understand either. But anyhow, folks, it's kind of a hectic show this week because we've got E3 next week, the most wonderful time of the year for any gamer. And so we got a lot of news we'll go through. We'll call this section News Mania, Tyler. Tyler's excited for that one. So am I. And we'll cover just kind of the major news. I have it broken down into 3 sections. Your Xbox news, PlayStation news, and then just kind of any other news. Nintendo, sadly, gets included in this as well.
Sadly.
They need to get their shit together. But anyhow. Oh, we're losing subscribers already.
All right, let's get into the news.
But anyhow, okay. So first off, before we get into our news, Tyler, since this is our premiere video, tell us how you got into gaming. Lead us.
I got into gaming. Wow.
Yes.
I think the first real video game I ever played was Crash Bandicoot, the PS2. No, GameCube. Not GameCube. I'm an idiot.
You played a crappy version of Crash Bandicoot?
Yeah, I played a crappy one and a good one. I think I actually played both. So, no, I played that. My cousins had the consoles before I ever actually got into video games. But what really hit it home for me was when I was, I'd say I was 11. It was in 2004, I believe. I played Halo Combat Evolved on the original Xbox at my neighbor's house, and from then on I was hooked. Halo did it for me, caused me to get my first Xbox, caused me to get my 360, and will eventually be the reason I have my Xbox One.
Yeah. What a love story indeed.
Well, I love it.
I don't.
Well, what's your story then? Is it any better?
It is, quite frankly. I never had an original PlayStation. My first console was the PS2. Got it for Christmas. And kind of throughout the PS2 era, I just played a lot of sport games. NASCAR Thunder 2003. Yeah.
NASCAR.
By the way, if you can see, I don't remember where we finally put that camera at, but yeah. Lots of NASCAR stuff. All plastered over this wall. We're in my bedroom, by the way. So that's romantic.
There goes another subscriber.
Potential subscriber. Get that right, Tyler.
That's true.
But no, so I played a lot of sport games, Madden, your college football, NASCAR. I kind of got into Ratchet and Clank a little bit. I owned a couple of their games and played through it all, but then I was like, no, that's enough. And so then I moved on to the PS3. That was again given to me. Okay, I haven't bought a console yet. And again, just sport games. Until one of my friends at the time, his name was Fluff. So this is an inside Fall City joke. But anyhow,
He gave away our location.
Damn them. Are we in Fall City, Washington, or Fall City, Ohio, or?
Well, most people get it confused with Sioux Falls, so I guess we're good.
Yeah, we're good. It's okay. I don't really care. But no, a friend of mine named Fluff gave me Uncharted. He's like, try this game out. It's pretty cool. And so I played through it, and I'm like, damn, can I borrow the next one? He gave me the next one, and obviously I got the third one. Definitely by the second Uncharted, I kind of realized, what am I missing out on? Because I didn't think at the time video games could offer a story like what Uncharted 2 had. And so ever since then, I've been hooked. And so now I even got a Vita, Tyler, and no one
What's a Vita?
What's a Vita? Yeah. But anyhow, those
Good.
are our
Beautiful
stories.
Beautiful story. All right.
Yeah.
So yours was longer than mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was just like Halo. There it is.
Yeah. So yeah, you played Crash and then boom, you saw someone play Halo. You're like,
Played it.
And yeah,
I played it with him, so it was good.
Cool. So we'll start out here with Newsmania.
Newsmania. All right, that's enough. Keep going.
Another subscriber loss.
Potential.
Thank you for correcting me, Tyler.
There you go.
So we'll start off with our Xbox-related news. And like I said, I'm going to kind of go through this really quick. So Forza Dev says third series is possible as franchise evolves. Dan Greenwald, Turn 10 Studio creative director, quote, I'm not saying I know what the next 10 years is going to be, but when I look at the trajectory of the last 10 years, I don't see how it's possible that the only thing Forza would be is Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon. It's going to continue to grow just as games have continued to grow, end quote. I will say this right now. If Gran Turismo came out with a game every year, I would not buy all of them. I would pick and choose. And I don't know, I know you're not really a big Forza fan, but I don't know if there would really be that value for me to buy a $60 game every year. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I don't know if a whole lot would really...
Looking into it...
I'd just be burned out, I guess.
Being every year, I mean, it's a racing game. So a game like NASCAR, of course, is going to have its value year after year. But a game like Forza, I don't really necessarily see it because you can do a lot with DLC and keep people getting new cars, new tracks, more. You could even patch things, fix things. So every year seems a little excessive.
Yeah, I definitely think so. But anyhow, PC drivers are now available for the Xbox One controller. Earlier this week, Major Nelson gave direct links to download the drivers for the Xbox One controller. Nelson wrote, quote, the new PC drivers will enable the Xbox One controller to be used with any game that featured gamepad support for the 360 controller. Simply download the drivers, connect your Xbox One controller to your computer through a micro USB cable, and you'll be gaming in no time, end quote. Definitely cool. I'm glad that they don't have to do anything, different. Like games don't have to be somehow patched or something. Like
right.
If it's 360, definitely. If it worked with the 360, which a lot of Steam games do, boom. Astro is developing gaming headsets for new Halo games. The announcement was made in a Halo Waypoint blog that a multi-year partnership was reached with 343 and Astro. 343 Industries have stated that specific product announcements will occur at a later date. More money out of your account, Tyler.
All right.
It's sad.
Yep.
So, 46 new apps coming to Xbox One, Xbox 360. Check the IGN article because I don't want to read all the apps off. Luke Carmelli does mention that this will raise the number of apps on the 360 and Xbox One by 25%. It's a pretty big number. Think HBO Go. I'm not into HBO Go, but I know a lot of people are.
Yeah.
I think that app's on there too.
Yeah, it is.
Ridley Scott's Halo digital feature filming is now filming in Belfast. Scott is apparently shooting in Belfast, according to a local paper. He was seen alongside Sergio Gazan, who is directing the project. Excuse me. The story is reportedly being written by Paul Schwinger, which is previously served as a writer for Prison Break. Definitely a good sign. The project is separate from the Spielberg project. By the way, I like these Xbox TV projects. I don't think Sony's gonna go, with Uncharted shows or anything like that. But I mean, it would definitely be interesting, or even like a Killzone show. That would be interesting.
Yeah,
a war show.
I mean,
Xbox One June update rolling out. This update will include external storage support, real names on Xbox Live, as well as apps moving out of the Xbox Live Gold paywall. God, that was so stupid to begin with anyhow, but We won't get into
They're
that.
fixing themselves.
Yeah, they are. Games with gold for June 2014 includes Xbox One. Max the Curse of Brotherhood and Halo Spartan Assault are now free if you have an Xbox Live Gold account. For the Xbox 360, you guys get Dark Souls, Charlie Murderer, and Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. Don't forget that Arcade Edition. They're all free for gold members, and Crimson Dragon also is 50% off for the one and only Xbox One. How'd you like that, Tyler? The one and only?
Heard it before.
You've heard it before?
From you.
Oh, from me? Like, damn, I'm not original.
Original, just not to yourself.
Forza 5 Racing Game of the Year Edition revealed. Turn 10 Studios has announced that the Game of the Year Edition will release on July 22nd for the Xbox One at $60. The Game of the Year Edition will include 18 next-gen tracks and the Top Gear car pack, which includes 10 downloadable vehicles. June, Xbox One Dev Kit allows access to more GPU horsepower. Phil Spencer tweeted on Wednesday, quote, June hashtag Xbox One software Dev Kit gives devs access to more GPU bandwidth, more performance, new tools, and flexibility to make games better, end quote. This, of course, is possible without Kinect. Foundry has reported earlier that a Kinectless Xbox One frees up 10% of the GPU. And now, I kind of wanted to talk about what we think as far as Kinect's future. And I think it's a grim road. A grim road. What say you?
Well, I got Xbox One Day 1 Edition. I knew I wanted the Kinect.
Tyler, I'm gonna pop this.
Yeah, well, get done with that. No, I knew I wanted to Kinect. I about got one for the 360, but something held me off. Just didn't really have the money, didn't have the desire to have it. It didn't really pertain to me too much on the 360. But with Xbox One, I knew I was going to get it when they came out with the only bundle together. Like, you have to have the Kinect to have the Xbox One. That's, I mean, it's fine for me. It's like $500. Okay, oh well. A little much, but I wanted both anyway, so I would have got both. Kinect itself, I believe it was today. I was watching a YouTube video on my computer, playing it through my TV, and I don't know if Vizio TVs have more realistic voices or whatever, but it actually turned my Xbox on when he said Xbox on. And that was the first time I believe I've ever actually had that problem with the Xbox One's Kinect, and I'm kind of wondering why I even had that problem to begin with. After the 360 had so much issues, they said they fixed it, and now I'm running into the problem several months after it actually released. Kind of threw me off a little bit. But Kinect itself, they seem to be going away from it. It seems to have a good front in non-gaming aspects. I know a lot of places have used the 360's Kinect, and I think it's even gone further with the Xbox One's Kinect to do things with like medical research, and different like surgeons and stuff can use the technology for different things, because they don't actually have to touch anything with their hands. They can just touch the air. And so that's a really cool thing. As for actual gaming and using it with the Xbox, it's anyone's guess at this point, but the way it's looking is it's not going to go over real well. They're removing it from their Xbox One when they said it was so important to begin with, and now they're kind of going away from it, and everybody seems to be excited about not having to have a Kinect. And from personal experience, I have a friend who has an Xbox One, and if he takes his Xbox anywhere, he does not take the Kinect with him. And over the past couple months, this is like yesterday was the first day he actually plugged in the Kinect to his Xbox One. He was just using it Kinectless. So my guess is, gaming wise, it's not gonna stay with the Xbox One.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, they really tried to shove a lot of things down the gamers' throats this gen, and they all backfired. The DRM backfired, and now the Kinect has officially backfired. And I feel so bad for those Xbox One devs that just kind of are strictly focused. And I don't know what studio it is. I can't remember the name right now, but they came out with Kinect Sports Rivals. Lost a huge number of their staff. When they were promised, I'd say a couple years down the road at least, that, everyone's going to have a Kinect, and now people aren't,
Right.
The thing is, I think they knew in the back of their minds when making the Xbox One that it's not really going to be for gaming as much as, just a tool to, help aid your entertaining experience on the Xbox One.
Yeah, but navigation.
Yeah, navigation and stuff like that.
Navigation.
And it's huge in the OS. Like, some of the things I have no idea how you do without the Kinect on that console.
Navigation-wise, it's so simple, assuming it responds to your voice command, which is another problem I have with it. They said before the console release that it works really well in a noisy room, and I have yet to see that. The only noise it could possibly withstand is like a fan blowing on it or something, or maybe an air conditioner running, which I actually may have run into a problem with that the other day. But if you have another,
because you got that right, by your Xbox.
Yeah, if you have another person talking in the room, at least with mine and the other couple I've seen, does not work. Will not respond if there's another person talking at all. I had it at college, roommates talking all the time, just will completely ignore you. Or if it does listen to you, it's going to hear something else. Or
by the way, it doesn't ignore you when you say Xbox off.
Turn off. Xbox turn off. That's the actual.
Turn off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got to say the exact right words, otherwise it's not going to pay attention to you either.
Forza Motorsport 5.
No, I like having it for navigation. I like having it for Skype. It works. It has a great camera on it. To be able to turn it on when it's on standby mode, I enjoy that. I actually use it. And with navigation, I use it if it was responsive, or if I'm in a quiet room by myself, I will use it, and it'll work really well because I don't have to go through to find things with the controller. Well, I'm just kind of thinking in a few months down the road, a lot of people are going to have connectless Xbox Ones, so therefore they're going to come out with updates which are going to change the dashboard, and therefore I'm not going to run into the issue with not getting somewhere quickly with my controller. So I will be even less likely to use my navigation with the Kinect. Like I said, there is so much potential they could do with it. They could have, if they did something with customizable controls where I could just create a phrase, tell it, and then it program it to do a specific thing, that would be awesome, because then I don't have to have tongue twisters saying an entire name of a game to get it to go to.
Or have your console turn on when you say, "Hey, dummy."
Yeah, you could do something like that. If they don't do that, people aren't really going to like it very well. They're gonna have to do something to make it a little more user friendly than it is, even though it's supposed to be. Trying to get it to not listen to my roommates would be one good thing too, but.
Remember, it's supposed to read your mouth.
Oh, it doesn't. Anyway, the Kinect-wise,
I think it's dead, and I think
it's going downhill. It's going downhill.
I think it's good too. I think it's good for the Xbox brand because, it's not like it's a horrible product, but it gets that price down. Yes, there's a lot of Xbox Ones being sold, but there's way more PS4s being sold, and. There was, I don't know if you saw, but Richard of UTech USA, he had a new video, and I think he posted it yesterday. Yeah, and it was a Consumer Report or whatever, and they said 80% that, I don't know if it was 80% of consumers. I didn't actually watch the video, but I just kind of saw it in my YouTube feed. Mm-hmm. But 79%, it still doesn't faze them, that price drop. And I don't know if that's still the negative, backlash that we saw last year at E3, or if it's just, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Yeah. Maybe it's all the bad press about, not being 1080p, you know, some games, and, you know, better frame rates on PS4, which, by the way, for the record, we think's kind of BS anyway. By the way, I'm hardcore PlayStation. He's hardcore Xbox.
Hardcore Xbox.
And we can still see what's BS and what's not. So, I guess, are we considered fanboys or not? I don't know.
I would say no, because we respect both companies pretty well equally.
I do.
So, fanboys is... I define fanboy as, oh, Xbox is better and PlayStation sucks, for no actual reason. Or to get behind the stance of, oh, it's because it's more powerful and the resolution's better on the PS4, so therefore it's better than Xbox One, which I actually beg to differ. I've seen a lot of comparison videos, and half of the videos, I like Xbox's look better. Half the videos, I like PlayStation's look.
There's something that always catches my eye on those comparison videos, because the Xbox One is like, it's just slightly darker than the PS4.
That's almost the entire thing.
That is
just slightly
all
darker.
it is. But anyhow, very interesting indeed. But I think, it's good. It's good for the company. It's good to get that Kinect out of the way. Get it.
Good to be on par with the PS4. No one's going to turn around and say that the PS4 has a better price deal anymore, because they're going to be the same. Just both consoles standalone, $400.
Who knows though? Sony could chip away at that price even more.
If they do that, applause to them, because they'll stay ahead. But
yeah, I will say this: I don't know how much R&D went into that Kinect, but it's gonna all be for nothing, unfortunately.
But like I said, with the Kinects that are hooked up to PC, I'm pretty sure those are doing better than anything with the Xbox. So they just kind of have to tweak their structure a little bit and push it in a different direction. There's
actually an article on IGN that I passed to put in here, and there's apparently a Kinect version 2 that's available for PC users. Check into that. I'm not going to mention it here. And our final Xbox news topic, Dead Rising 3 reportedly coming to Steam. A NeoGAF user caught a Steam listing that showed the icon of the game. Of course, now the listing has been removed. Interesting, though, Dead Rising 3 was published by Microsoft and was a launch exclusive for the Xbox One, and as far as we knew, was going to be an exclusive for life. Recently, Phil Spencer has stated that he wants to, quote, bring back our Windows gaming focus, end quote. So, kind of our thoughts here for the Microsoft's potential PC gaming focus. My question is, are they wanting to create something that challenges with Steam? If so, that is really cool. If this is all that they're going to do, just, for instance, the next Halo game, it'll be on Steam now. If that's all they're doing, that's not really very interesting for me or for you, as that matter of fact.
That's lame is what it is, if they do that. Like, PlayStation's got these exclusives lined up, and that's all you got. You got PlayStation. If it's a PlayStation exclusive, you got to have a PlayStation. Like, I want to see that with Xbox. I mean, 343 Industries turned around and made their Spartan Assault game, which... I'm not going to talk about that. It's all right. I mean, it's not bad. It's just
of fill in the blank.
No, I have it for the Xbox One since it was actually free to play. I'm glad I didn't spend any money on that game.
Mentioned in News Mania was.
But putting things on PC, if they had it with their Windows Xbox games or Windows games, that's fine, because they already have something that's similar to that, and so they have it on like tablets and things, and that's what they did with Spartan Assault. That's fine. If they want to do that, all power to them. But if they turned around and just threw stuff on Steam, it's like, well, there's no incentive to have a Windows-based computer or a Xbox.
No.
And I would not see that being a good idea.
Yeah, I think it would be really cool if they did, a Steam-like service on the PC.
Be alright.
I mean, people are going to give them crap, just like people give EA crap for Origin, and Ubisoft crap for Uplay. But if they don't force it down people's throat, which Microsoft wouldn't, because, I mean, they would probably view the PC side just as important as the console side. I think that might be kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very interesting. All right, so we're going to flip over to PlayStation-related news, Tyler. And
PlayStation Vita.
by the way, it's not us being racist. There's a PlayStation Vita ad, and that is, I mean,
it's great.
We've hit it down to the T. That's how it sounds. Period.
It's awesome.
Period.
Go watch it. Go find it. Just search forever on YouTube.
Yeah. So we got our game announcements, and the reason why I don't have like game announcements for Xbox is, let's face it,
because you don't care about Xbox.
Well, but no, all these titles, Xbox doesn't really get all these indies yet, and I mean, you'll see week after week, we just get a shit ton of games that you don't even know how to freaking pronounce them. They're weird as hell. So anyhow, that's what I'm going to do. Game announcements. Loadout is coming to PS4 as a console exclusive. It is a free-to-play shooter that has already launched on PC this year. Release date at this time has not been determined. Earth Knight is coming to PS4, and Vita is a 2D platforming roguelike runner that will launch later this year for PS4 and early 2015 for Vita. Danganronpa 2. That's right, there's a sequel, Tyler. The sequel we all wanted. Funny story, though, before I get into this. Danganronpa, I actually read that. It's apparently this horror RPG. You're trapped in this school or whatever, and someone murdered somebody. And so it's kind of like this investigation type of game. It sounds interesting. I'm not into RPGs, but it's a cool premise.
Yeah.
It's a cool premise. Cool idea. But weird-ass name. I mean, really? Anyhow, Danganronpa 2 is coming later this year for Vita, September 2nd to be exact. The game can be purchased both digitally and at retail. I think you could only purchase the first one digitally. Not that anyone cared, but now you do.
I care.
Remember, I'm the only one that has a Vita. But listen to this one. One Way Trip is coming to Vita and PS4 in 2015. With only 6 hours left to live, the protagonist and sibling Barry must choose what to do with the last few hours of life while in a perpetual hallucination. In combat mode, player will use combat mechanics from shooters, and wave-based survival dungeon crawlers. What on earth? That's what I have to say. Night in the Woods is coming to PS4. This is a Kickstarter game. It's a side-scrolling adventure exploration game with heavy focus on story. Count me in. College dropout Me, as the cat, returns home to reunite with her friends only to find everything has changed. Strange things are happening to her and the town, and there's something in the woods up behind the park that might mean an end to it all. That is very interesting. I might take a look into that. Hohokam, which it's kind of been talked about. If you pay any attention to IGN, Hohokam's kind of been a game you see once in a while about. Colin Moriarty, he actually really likes this game. It'll release on PS3, Vita, and PS4 on August the 12th. It's a non-linear game that has players controlling a snake-like figure that picks up characters. You just gotta see it to believe it. That's where I'm going to leave that game at. I mean, you really do. All right, so now that we got all that done, we'll head into the actual news. Media Molecule not showing PS4 game at E3. The Sony-owned studio tweeted 3 times that they will not show up to E3 this year. Earlier this year, Sony filed a trademark for the name Entwined, which many believe could be Media Molecule's next franchise. No worries, though, Gamescom is coming, and I bet that the European company will announce their next big title at the biggest European gaming event of the year. Gamescom actually is progressively getting bigger and bigger. Kind of to be at least, another E3. So definitely I expect them to announce it then, because they've made it seem like that they are ready. They are prepared. So to announce the next game. So it must be far enough along. Those are the guys, by the way, if you don't know who I'm talking about, they made Little Big Planet and Tearaway on Vita, which is great. Best game I've played on Vita. The Last of Us is not coming to PS4 next week. Earlier this week, UK retailer Game put up ads that showed the game would have a June 13th release date. They even tweeted, quote, "It's pinned down for Friday 13th release," end quote. Later, the company explained through Twitter that the date was incorrect and that a staff member was a tad too eager. It's important to note that earlier this year, online retailers indicated that the game would be released on June 20th. So there's kind of been some leaks. June 13th, June 20th. I betcha we find out at E3. I betcha it's in the conference. PS4 update 1.71 is out now, and the update simply focuses on improving system stability. I love those updates, Tyler. They don't mean nothing to me, but apparently they do something. Naughty Dog reveals that as a new game in development. Ever since Uncharted 2 came out, Naughty Dog has had 2 dev teams. But ever since the recent fiasco with Amy and Justin, many wonder if that was still the case. Naughty Dog has confirmed that we definitely have another project on the scale of Uncharted in its very early production stages. Many believe that this project is The Last of Us 2, but who knows? It could be a new IP. Now on to our final 2 topics we'll discuss, Tyler. First up, Amazon leaks PS4 Vita Ultimate Player Edition bundle. That's a mouthful. An Amazon France listing has paired the two for €580 with a release date of July 4th. There was also a Best Buy ad that has the two paired up for $560. This includes a copy of Borderlands 2 for Vita and a memory card. The circular ad states that remote play on the PS4 fully unlocks the Vita's potential, making it the ultimate companion device. Our thoughts on this potential bundle. Honestly, Tyler, I think it's a great idea. It's no secret the Vita's not doing well. They need something to kind of re-energize it. People were excited about the Slim. I'm surprised, but apparently, the Slim Borderlands bundles, they were hard to find. But now that the Borderlands game, I don't know if you heard, but it's not a very good port at all. They've got fewer enemies on screen, and the frame rate is just god awful. They've got rear touchpad controls for like running. It just really doesn't work. The thing is, they've kind of screwed up with Vita from the get-go, because when you think about it and you say console experience on the go, you immediately think in your head, well, that's no-brainer. What can go wrong? But there's so many things that can go wrong, because actually, when you play a console experience on your handheld, what you automatically want to do is transfer that from the small screen to the big screen. And so Vita kind of missed its whole point, because, initially you think that's cool. But, Uncharted, Assassin's Creed, do you really want those experiences on a handheld? I guess, but they're better for the big screen. And so these actually smaller games, kind of like Tearaway, those are the games that really do great. Don't get me wrong, Killzone Mercenary was awesome. Uncharted was awesome. I haven't played Liberation, but that was awesome for some people. Story was crappy. Now I'm just rambling, Tyler. But you see what I'm getting at. Uh-huh. I don't know. I love my Vita, but I understand it's not really in the Kinect stage for the Xbox One, but because they will support it, and that's one thing about Sony that I give them props on. I mean, you already see it with Microsoft. I mean, you ask them what the 360 is, they're like, what? You know,
they're still developing stuff for it, but it's just like that's not even like a focus for them anymore. However,
Sony,
the Borderlands game's just on 360, the pre-sequel.
Yeah, that is true. But I mean, you're not seeing them talk about it at all.
No.
And I mean, Sony is still like, you know, going to indie devs and saying, yeah, do you want to put this on PS3? Look at its install base. You know, so I don't know. But Microsoft did the same thing last gen when it came switching from Xbox to Xbox 360.
Oh, I think once the 360 hit, they were just like, what's the other Xbox? What's going on?
Maybe it's not to that effect this time around. But
no, I mean, yeah, I haven't heard Microsoft talk about 360 much of at all, besides saying like keeping it included in like, oh look, you don't have to have Xbox Live Gold membership to watch Netflix now. Well, they have that on both consoles now, not just Xbox One. They are being fair to people who just have a 360 yet. Really, really hoping and pushing that people get an Xbox One, but which they might after Monday. I think is when it releases.
Yeah, I think it is Monday.
No. Moving back to the article.
We do this a lot, by the way.
Yeah. Amazon leaks this information. I'm kind of sitting here like I'm almost upset about it because what if Sony really wanted to reveal this at E3? What if it was one of their big reveals? They were like, "Oh, look, we're going to do this bundle thing and get people on board. Make them cheaper, like maybe it'd be on par with the Kinect bundle with the Xbox. Maybe they'll both be $500. I don't know. So the fact that it was leaked, I don't know, it's kind of upsetting because like
it is upsetting.
The people who created this probably want to reveal it themselves, and then all of a sudden somebody leaks it, and it's like, well. And in my opinion, Amazon better be careful, otherwise people are going to not even tell them anything.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous how many... I mean, every other week, it seems like they leak something. And it just... Why can't you keep your mouth shut? I mean, how do you accidentally post something? Like on Steam. I mean, yeah, Dead Rising 3, it hasn't been officially announced. How do you accidentally post a listing for a page? How do you do it? It happens all the time. It's not like a once-in-a-time type of deal, for Amazon at least. Steam, I don't know. That's the first time I heard of it, but still. Mm-hmm. How do you do that? But Amazon does it all the time. And it is frustrating. But, I mean, I definitely think it's real. It has not been confirmed yet. I don't know if I put enough emphasis in this little piece, but it has not been confirmed yet, but it definitely will be. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer.
It's a really smart decision. I mean, if you want to get more Vitas out there, like, make a bundle. When people are looking at consoles, they're like, well, I could get a PlayStation 4 by itself, I can get an Xbox One by itself, I can get an Xbox One with the Kinect, or I can get a PS4 with a Vita. It's like 2 game consoles in one, I mean, for the same price as the Xbox with a camera.
It's like, I like it because, you know, it's like gaming on the road or on the go, and then gaming at home. And I think it's great.
Excuse me. An added feature is the remote play. So in a way, you're selling the console with 2 controllers.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and by the way, I used remote play mainly for Towerfall, and I mean, I still won all the matches.
Works great.
I still won all the matches.
No.
I'm a beast.
It responds just like a controller, and I was actually surprised it worked quite as well as it did. I think the screen had a slight delay, but you can just watch the TV screen and work just fine.
Yeah, there was definitely you can notice some latency, but I mean, even here, Infamous came out March 21st, I believe, and that next week, it came out on a Friday. That next week was our spring break. And so, yeah, spring break. We did a lot of crazy things there. No, I'm just kidding. So anyhow, I brought my PS4 home along with my TV. But the funny thing is, I never gamed up here in my room. I was downstairs. I, hooked up the Remote Play app. Played on it from downstairs. I didn't do any of the story stuff, but I did all the side stuff. Yeah. Road to Platinum, by the way.
Oh, as a side note, I took my Xbox One home too, but I didn't hook up the Kinect over spring break. Piece of information there.
Surprise. But anyhow, yeah, I think it's a great idea. Get more of the Vitas out. I love it. I love the OLED screen that they're doing away with now, and I actually got 2 Vitas. I one's boxed up. Weird story on that. I'll tell it later. Remind me, Tyler.
All right.
When we're not so busy. We still got a lot.
We still got a lot of stuff to cover. We've been talking a while.
Woo! It's gonna be a long night.
Well, half done. All right, let's go. All right, you have one more article on PlayStation?
one more article for us to talk about on the PlayStation news side. The Last of Us directors are officially heading up Uncharted 4. In an interview with Game Informer, Naughty Dog co-president Evan Wells confirmed that Neil Druckmann and Bruce Straley are directing the next installment in the Uncharted franchise. Wells said, quote, "It's not so much of a transition period, actually. We've asked them to lead the project," end quote. This, of course, is after the departure of Amy Hennig and Justin Richmond. Also keep in mind that Naughty Dog has decided to recast the villain in Uncharted 4. It's important to note that prior to The Last of Us, these two headed up Uncharted 2, which in most people's minds is the best in the series. Our thoughts about the Uncharted fiasco. Honestly, it is really sad because Amy made that franchise possible. It was her baby. And to see her go, and then, it's not confirmed or anything, but then to see Justin just walk out, a week later, it was a really bad deal. I don't know what the hell happened. Like Colin said last week, but he was talking about the studio that's apparently working on The Last Guardian. I wish I was a fly on a wall at that studio just to figure out, what happened. Mm-hmm. Because, that's got... I don't know. I don't know if someone, was looking at the game and its progress and saying, we need to go in a different direction. And she got real defensive and upset, I don't know. I don't know, but I wish her the best. If you guys haven't been paying attention, she has a job at Visceral Games. She obviously isn't. She doesn't have anything to do with this new Battlefield game, but she's probably going to work on a Star Wars game. And for any Star Wars fan, that's great news, because I guarantee you, she'll help that game out.
Yeah,
story-wise, all around. Because she was kind of the head dog for Uncharted and Uncharted 3. And they are great games. Me personally, just to kind of get this out there, I like Uncharted 2 better than Uncharted 3. Then honestly, a lot has to do with the villain. I thought Lazarevich was intimidating as hell. And the third, I don't know. Women just don't, as villains, I don't know. They're not really scary to me. Sexist.
Yep, there it is.
There you go.
There it is.
Another subscriber potentially lost.
There is a certain way that they can pull it off, but a lot of, I don't know what it is, a lot of writers don't really do it quite right, or something where a female villain is as good, but that has nothing to do with like man and woman. It has something to do with just the way people write about it.
Lazarevich. He's got like scars on his face.
Oh yeah.
And everything. Yeah, that's real intimidating. You go from that to just some, chick. It's like,
well, make the chick look the same. Then it'd be intimidating.
Have her whole face burned.
No, aren't they supposed to show Uncharted information at E3?
We don't know.
It seems very hard to do if they have
I actually
almost restarted on most of it. It seems like it puts them back a little bit. Oh, recast the villain. Well, obviously you're not going to show anything with a villain.
Here's their problem. And Greg Miller, if you watch Podcast Beyond, he said this a million times. But the problem is, at the PS4 event that Spike had, I don't know if what it was called, PS4 launch or something, but right before that console came out, they got on stage there in New York, and they said, hey, here's a teaser trailer, and they assure us by saying, yeah, the same people that started with this series, they're working on it. Everybody, I mean, the head guys, obviously
right,
all the small, people that are actually doing most of the work, well, they're,
do the
they're
work,
still
don't
there.
get the credit.
Well, yeah, I mean, all the designers and stuff like that. But anyhow, everybody from a high position standpoint of that game is gone. You even now have to mocap a new villain. And I'm just assuming that all the mocap was done because the villain, and I can't think of the actor's name right now, but he had tweeted, pictures of mocap sessions. So everything that was done with him is all for nothing. That has to all be redone. So I don't know. It is a fiasco. I think that's a great word for it. And a lot of people want Sony to end their E3. Yeah, it's the AC when it kicks on.
Yeah, I picked that up.
A lot of people want Sony to end with Uncharted, but I don't think they're going to because they have to explain what the hell has gone on. Because, let's face it, heading into E3, and we'll talk about this in a little bit, heading into E3, Microsoft has the better exclusives lined up. They have a better and clearer future as far as their games. Right now?
Seems almost backwards from last year.
Yeah. I mean,
that.
Yeah, I don't know. That it's upset me, obviously, for good reason. And yeah, I think as far as Neil and Bruce, I think they'll do a great job. Some people are worried that they'll make the story too dark after making The Last of Us. By the way, Tyler hasn't played The Last of Us or any of the Uncharted games, so shame on you. I've played all the Halo games, by the way.
Not all of them. Have you played all of them? Did you play Reach?
No, but
that doesn't count.
Halo Breach doesn't.
You've played all the Chief games.
Yeah.
You've played Master Chief.
I've played the real Halo games.
You've played the real ones.
But anyhow, it's unfortunate, and I wish Justin the best of luck too. I think he's working for, I don't know if he's working for an indie developer or what, but something really off the wall, and it was like, good for him. Anyhow,
all right, moving
I
on.
think like I said, I think Neil and Bruce will do a great job, and yeah, they made my favorite Uncharted game yet. So, okay, just kind of the more general articles that kind of were talked about this week. Remember Me developer, I don't know how to pronounce this title. Is it Don't Nod? I don't know. But anyhow, they're creating a new game with Square Enix. CEO Oscar Gilbert states that their next game is a, quote, twist on a traditional story-driven game, end quote. According to other sources, the game could be a new original IP or a spin-off entry in an existing Square franchise. So, i.e., Tomb Raider, Final Fantasy, we don't know. Battlefield Hardline release date revealed in a leaked trailer. Hardline will release on October 21st. Initially, the gameplay trailer for the game was leaked, but by the end of the day, EA said, fine, and they officially released the trailer. Again, a disappointing leak. That whole game has been leaked.
Yeah,
that's
a little early.
By the way, that is a visceral game. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt release date has been revealed. A pre-E3 trailer was revealed earlier this week, along with the February 24th release date. This was another game that was pushed back from the original release in the fall. Golf Club is coming to PS4 and Xbox One this summer. Now, Tyler's laughing because why do you have Golf Club? But this is really interesting. Listen up, ladies and gentlemen. Developer HB Studios announced today that Golf Club will come to both next-gen consoles this summer. The cool feature that sets this game apart from the others is its procedurally generated courses. This is very cool, and I hope that this feature makes its way into future racing games. That is awesome. You play around a golf on this game, and it comes up with a course that's specifically designed for you. I think that's really cool. That's like I said, if they can do that with racetracks and like future racing games for Forza Gran Turismo, I'm down. Like 2 flat tires on a bicycle. Nintendo announces layoffs of 130 in Germany. Nintendo has confirmed that the European headquarters will now be consolidated in Frankfurt. Nintendo says that it needs to adjust the, quote, rapidly changing business environment in Europe. We wish those that are affected the best of luck. So basically, as I took it, I'm not a Nintendo expert, so I'm not for sure on some of this, but as I take it, there were kind of 2 major offices, and one of them is getting eliminated. So, like we said, wish everybody the best of luck. BioShock Infinite devs reveal Black Glove. Even though Irrational Games has closed up shop, some of their team has stuck together to make this upcoming indie game. Black Glove is a first-person adventure that is narrative-driven. I was gonna put more in, but look up this game, and I'm sure it'll be at E3. But look it up. It sounds very interesting. Going back in time and stuff. Very interesting. Nintendo's Iwata not attending E3 2014. Iwata will not be attending thanks to health issues. Nintendo states that, quote, Iwata has been instructed by his physician not to travel overseas in the immediate future, and so he will not be making the trip to Los Angeles, end quote. When I first read that article, I'm like, my gosh, he really wants to be fired. But no.
Not his fault.
Not his fault at all. So we do wish him get better. Iwata. So I make fun of you. No, I'm just kidding. Assassin's Creed Unity being developed by Revelation director. This was confirmed by Alexandria's LinkedIn profile. All this is after his departure thanks to mixed AC Revelation. Not Revolution. Thinking of that crappy NBC show.
It's actually good.
Yeah, it has boobs in it, so.
Not really.
Yes, it does, though. Never mind. Anyhow, he initially left, and then 6 months later, he makes a quiet return. So apparently, I think some people were kind of caught off by this because they're like, wait, he still works there? But no. So he's back in black, making that dough. Anyhow, Terraria coming to Xbox One and PS4. The next-gen port of this game will add new functionality. In the article, it didn't even say what that was. So that's great. The game most recently has been released on Vita and was first released on the PC in 2011. Gosh. Whatever. They just love making ports for that game, I guess. Batman Arkham Knight delayed until 2015. No reasons were given for the delay except that the studio wants to make sure that Rocksteady's final Batman goes out on top. Our take about the delay. I'm just going to state it how I feel about it. I think it's bullshit because they released that release date 2 months ago and they're already pushing it back 6 months. I'm pretty sure that's not how that works. They knew damn well that game wasn't going to be done by this fall.
Or they should have.
Yeah.
They weren't must not have been thinking about it very clearly. They're like, oh, let's just put the release date up, and then it's like, wait a minute, we're not ready.
Me personally, I think it's a PR stunt, and I've been pissed ever since this came out because we just found out about a release date, and here you're already backtracking. It's like, hey, get excited for the fall Batman game, nudge, nudge, and then boom.
And then turn around and, delay it. Delays in and of themselves, I do not say are a bad thing. I would say they're a good thing.
I don't think so either. But this was definitely...
This is ridiculous. If you're going to... you should, when you reveal a release date, you should keep in mind, like, you should actually look at your game and say, yes, this will be ready by then. And if, like, your release date's a year and a half later, and then 6 months before the release, you realize it's not going to be done, fine. But it's not going to happen after a month. You're going to know good and well if it's going to be ready or not, or you should.
It's just unbelievable. I honestly, I can't believe Rocksteady would honestly try something like this, but I really do. I think it's a PR stunt. I think they released this, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on this, but I really do think it was kind of a slow part where it's like, damn, I think it was right after Infamous came out, and Titanfall's been out, and it's kind of like, all right, what games do we got to look forward to now? And there really weren't any. And then this popped up. Everybody's like, whoa, cool, Batmobile, count me in. And, got them thinking about fall. We're going to play this at fall. And, really got the hype shape up on this game. And then they're slided on back. I think it's bullcrap. I can't believe it. But that's just how it is. It seems like a lot of games are just doing this. And I quite frankly don't get it. I understand The Witcher 3. I mean, we talked about it earlier. That had been delayed as well. But, that's kind of a bigger scale, in my opinion, than this game. Grand Theft Auto, it was delayed. And I think that's fine.
I believe The Division is being delayed.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be this year, and now it's 2015, which obviously that kind of hits that mark where it's like they had a release date 6 months before. They're like, okay, it's not going to be where we want it. Let's delay it. Ubisoft needs to stop delaying games because that's the second one in a row that they've delayed. Watch Dogs was delayed, and I don't know what it was before. I'm kind of glad they delayed it because it kind of worries me what it would have been before.
We will get to that. We'll get to that next. But yeah, I don't really know. I guess that people are just getting forced into coming out with these release dates that they damn well know they can't make.
So which is
it upsets.
a big disappointment to people like us, like consumers. It's like you plan like, I'm gonna have it this year, and then it's like now it's 2015.
There's a lot of people, and I think even the IGN article states that, well, you don't want this game coming out then anyway because there's a lot of games coming out. But I'm like, I don't care about any of these games. I don't care about Battlefield. I don't care about the next Call of Duty. I don't care. I don't care about any of those games that are coming out. I was really looking forward to this game, and any Batman fan of that franchise that Rocksteady's done, we won't even get started with Warner Brother Montreal's title Origins. But anybody that's a fan of this series, it's obviously gets put to the top of their playlist.
Oh yeah,
it is
definitely.
It's been a hit, and it's really been the only superhero game that's been successful. But anyhow, very, very sad, very annoying. Yeah. Watch Dogs becomes the fastest selling game in Ubisoft history. On top of all those AC games, Tyler.
Wow.
During an early financial call, they reported to hopefully sell 6.3 million copies. With 4 million copies sold within its first week, the game is well on its way to shatter Ubisoft's expectations. Our initial thoughts with Watch Dogs. I'm going to kind of go what Tyler's already said. I don't know what the hell that game was like prior to the delay. Because it must have been crap. Because, and I'm not dogging the game. I actually like the game, but I'll tell you right now, I haven't even thought about the game for the past 4 days. And I don't know what it is. You know me. I started Red Dead, went right through it.
Yeah.
Started Grand Theft Auto 5,
Yep.
went right through it. Well, started Infamous, went right through it. All these open world games I've been able to go through. I don't know if I'll be able to do that with this one. And I don't know what it's missing on, but it's missing on something. But don't get me wrong, I like the game. I think the story's interesting, but for some reason it's not grabbing me off my feet. I don't know what it is.
I will say one thing. Open world games, Red Dead, haven't beaten it, haven't completed it. I do have it. Grand Theft Auto 5, same thing. I have it, but I never beat it. I've gone through all the Assassin's Creed games. I never played Liberation, but I went through all the rest of them. I made it through them fine. I really enjoyed most of them. It's you. Watch Dogs, I think the missions are divided up into too small of segments. It is really good. It's really like it keeps me interested and I want to keep playing through it, but the fact that I keep popping out and then going into the open world to go to the next mission and start it, I get distracted really easily in the open world just mess around and run into stuff with my car. And I think that's part of why I get to a point where it's like, okay, now I'm done. Like, I haven't gone through hardly any of the story, but I've played it for 4 hours in a row. I think that might be part of what it is with you, is that I just feel like each segment of mission is just really short, and then it pops you into open world. The delay, I say the delay was good because, you play any Assassin's Creed game, you're going to see
it was
glitches.
Better than good. It was great because, like I said, that game was crap. I guarantee
It had to have been.
For them to delay a game,
it had to have been bad. Or they just wanted it to... I don't know. They wanted it to be better than what they settle with their Assassin's Creed games anymore.
Just for the record, I absolutely hate AC4, and I have tried to play the first Assassin's Creed on my laptop, which doesn't have very good specs, by the way. I've tried to play it, couldn't do it. Tried to play the second one,
for some reason, quit. I don't know why.
For some reason,
it's because you were doing it on your PC.
Yeah,
It wasn't working. Right?
It was. And it's a piece of crap, but we won't go into that.
AC4 was
AC4. I got it for the PS4. I thought it was gonna be badass because you got pirates. Woo! Who doesn't like pirates? Pirates are awesome. And for me, they totally screwed it up. But everybody else is like, "Oh, that's such a great game."
I don't know what game they played because what I saw
full of glitches. It is
a
piece of crap.
Every good decision they made in the game, they turned around and made a bad one.
I haven't even beaten the game. It gets worse.
And he hates it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. My favorite part of the game was probably when we switched to first person. And
in the present day deal. That was the best thing I ever seen.
To play a bunch of mini games to unlock crap.
Oh, this is the most annoying thing I've ever even experienced. I don't know who had that idea, but I don't know. He needs fired or something.
We're at Abstergo Entertainment. How that enhances...
The idea behind it's fine, but why is it first person? Why is it so boring? It's like, give me something. You gave me something with...
It's all crap.
With Desmond, it's like, just give me something. Why would you take something cool away? And I don't know. The potential's there. It's just, they're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
AC4.
I will say...
That's not the last you'll hear of AC4 either.
Yeah. I will say this about Watch Dogs. It's rode the hype train ever since, that 2012 E3 announcement where we all couldn't believe our eyes. Was that 20? Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it wasn't last year. It was the year before.
Yeah, it was 2012. I'll say this for Ubisoft. They better not release and pull one of these stunts this year because the Division's already delayed till when?
2015.
2015.
I don't know when in 2015. It's just... It is delayed to 2015.
So
the date might be out there. I'm not sure, but
I was telling kind of everybody that I knew that was into gaming. I told him, I said, when this Watchdog game comes out in a couple of months, I'm going to be, I'm kind of over with the idea already. I haven't even played the game. All I want to do now, I want to play it, I want to beat it, I want to be done with it. And right now I can't even get excited to play it. I mean,
which obviously they did something wrong marketing it. I mean, part of that was the delay, part of it was the way they revealed it.
And they were forced.
But it was sad.
Keep in mind, they were forced to. The developer said, Ubisoft told us we had to do it. They weren't ready for it, and it is disappointing. It is disappointing to see that. And what was it? We got to talk about this right now. It can't wait, Tyler.
All right, go.
It can't wait.
Bring it up.
Bring it up. You want me to barf all over my mic?
Yes.
That is
exactly what I wanted.
Disturbing fellow across the table from me. But no, gosh, I don't even know where I was going with this.
You said you needed to talk about it now.
I needed to talk about it now.
Too late.
I think the thought has...
Something about... I don't know. Something about Ubisoft forcing the developer to... I think it was based on
Oh,
that.
yeah. No, but see, it has nothing to do with that.
Oh.
There was an IGN video, and I think it included Ryan McCaffrey and Colin Moriarty, and they were saying that Ubisoft is becoming the next, EA-like scapegoat, and they were kind of like, I don't know why, Ubisoft's, they're trying out all these different things. They tried out Child of Light and all that, and yeah, it's all great. But they are becoming like EA. They really are. And the thing is, people make money in this industry, and it just depends on how they do it. They can release, and they can release a crappy Call of Duty game every year and make money, and that's perfectly fine. If that's what you want to do, that's fine, but I'm not going to support you, and most of the hardcore audience won't either. Ubisoft, they weren't like this.
Weren't.
They made games, and they made them experiences to where, yeah, we care if we make money, but we're not going to completely ruin the franchise to do it. And I'm afraid that's what they've done with AC, just in general. And
yeah.
I guarantee you they will run Watch Dogs into the ground the same way.
Yeah, probably.
They definitely don't have another studio probably that's already working on a sequel. But you watch, they'll get the wheels rolling, and this will be, look at how well it's done. It's already sold over 4 million copies.
It'll be next year.
Oh yeah. And they'll run this cool idea into the ground. They will. And it's just annoying because they didn't used to be that way. That's my Ubisoft rant. I'm Chris Yazel, and I improve that message.
Yeah, I do not like annual releases of the same game, like Assassin's Creed year after year, Call of Duty year after year. I don't like it. It's not good. I'm not ready for another Assassin's Creed game. Assassin's Creed Unity, it's like, yeah, I might want to play it if the fourth one wasn't so bad, but I would want to play it, but not this year. Like, wait a year, wait 2 years, and give me something that's actually polished, that's actually good. Make me confident that these glitches are going to be gone. Make me think, at least think that you put a lot of effort into the story and the game. Just being a year later, it's like, what in the world? No one works that fast.
Yeah, and keep in mind, you can't fix anything in a year. You really can't.
Well, no, because you have to pretty much have the game done 6 months after the other one released. So what are you going to, you don't have time to fix anything.
No, they really don't.
You can't listen to feedback. Maybe your third game down the road, you've listened to the feedback from 3 years ago, but now you've got a lot more feedback. So
I think another reason why all their games are sucking right now, as far as I'm concerned, except Watch Dogs. Like I said, I think Watch Dogs is okay, but
recommended game, buy it, play it.
Yeah,
it's good.
Please do. But I think, how do I want to word this? I don't know how to word this right now, Tyler. I think Ubisoft, they just need to... They have so many studios working on everything, all across the world. this studio did this part of this game, this studio did that part of the game. It's like, how can you get everybody, kind of lined up on that same vision?
You need each studio to make a game. You've got an Assassin's Creed game. One studio, make the entire game. And then you've got a Watch Dogs game. A different studio, make the entire game. Like, don't divide parts of the game up between different groups of people that are, like, living overseas from each other, because communication is hard enough when you're sitting right beside the person.
Yeah,
like,
they really...
To do it long distance is
They really need to do away with that line of thought.
They would probably be on a fantastic track if each game was individually in their own thing and they weren't rushing things, because it's like, take 2-3 years to make a game. Okay, that Assassin's Creed game is done. Start working on the next one. Same studio. Start working on the next one. 2-3 years down the road, come out with the next one. You make better games.
Yeah.
And then Ubisoft's big enough, well, now you've got a game like Watch Dogs and you've got a game like The Division. Well, different studios need to be working on those. So then, yeah, you might be coming up with a release or two every year as Ubisoft as a company, making these big, huge, like, hardcore audience games that appeal to the hardcore audience. But they're just different. They're different games.
They are. They are indeed. Ubisoft. It gets my blood pressure going. Anyhow. All right, Tyler. So there's this little conference, and it's being held next week. It's called E3.
Yeah, it's just E backwards 3, yeah.
I mean, I've never heard of it, but no. So Monday, big press conference day. We'll kind of go in order what we think is going to happen. First off, Microsoft.
Oh, it's exciting.
Micro.
I'm excited for Halo news.
Yeah.
Granted, I know Halo Guardians 2015, but there's some sort of reveal for 2014 information, and I'm excited for it. There's a lot of rumors floating around, and honestly, none of the rumors disappoint me. It might be something completely different. I don't really care. I'm excited. I have trust in 343 Industries. Halo 4. Halo 4 had its little rocky start, but you got to give them credit. They kept true to the Halo franchise, and now they're really putting some effort into this next game. So
I'm sorry, Tyler. I got really excited.
Yeah, I saw that. You're like
started
beating
dancing.
up your mic and things. So
I don't want to do that.
E3.
This mic is shiny. By the way.
Anyway, Microsoft.
Do you think they? I mean, they touch on Halo Guardians, obviously, but
They'll probably have a trailer.
But I mean, Halo 2 anniversary. You think that is a sure thing?
I hope so. I want one. I really do. Just because Halo 2 could easily be the best game, but the way I've seen it is it's the graphics wise, it's just caught somewhere in between. So old, they're cool graphics and good graphics. It's just caught in a bad middle ground.
And replay the game, it gets
story wise. I love the game. It was phenomenal.
When I played Halo 2 with you, despite the weird split screen deal that went on.
The side by side split screen. Yeah. Oh, that was great. Hope that's not in it if they make an anniversary. Actually, I hope that's an option.
You wanted it to be the exact same game. Well, here it is.
Boom, right? Oh, that was awkward.
Yeah, that was. But, I mean, really, when I played through it with you, it just made me all nostalgic.
Blew you away, didn't it?
Oh. I think it's the best one.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go on record.
I'm a big fan of I'm a big fan of the first trilogy. I will say the first trilogy is by far the best out of all of them. Everything made. Halo 4 was good. It's just different. And that first trilogy that Bungie made was phenomenal.
The bleep.
Best.
Exactly.
The best.
The best. So, I mean, what else does Microsoft announce? Obviously, Black Tusk, I believe is the name.
Yeah.
That studio, they were going to make a cool new IP. I'm just going through this because I don't know exactly their story, but I think it goes like this: they were gonna make a new IP. Microsoft said, "No, you're making Gears." So they canceled what they were doing.
Maybe they just wanted to. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Either way, they're making a Gears of War game now. I've actually not played Gears of War, which is very disappointing. What is wrong with
you? That is a huge exclusive.
I'm this close. I was this close to picking up the trilogy one day. I don't know why I didn't. It'd be worth playing.
That's okay because I haven't played God of War.
See, you can't complain. You can't.
No, I can't.
Can't yell at me.
I can't. But I would have God of War. Interesting story. We're getting sidetracked again, but that's all right. GameStop, and this is still when I was buying, disc games.
This is when you went to GameStop.
This is when I went to GameStop and got screwed every time with my pants on.
Unless it was a new game.
That's true. But anyhow, Ascension was doing was doing well, I guess, when it initially was, I don't know, like the first week or whatever. And so they're like, all right, we'll have this cool deal where you have the God of War Ascension game for $60, and we'll throw in the God of War collection, which includes the other 5 games, for free. And so it's only $60, you get 6 games. And I'm like, count me in. So I go to order this, and there was something wrong where my card number or whatever, it wasn't working with the bank. And so I had to get that all resolved. And by the time I did, the deal had expired. And I'm like, really? That was a really great chance to catch up on that series. And
$10
honestly,
a game?
Can you beat it?
No, you can't.
So, yeah, very disappointed in my bank.
It's all the bank's fault.
It is. But no. So I should be caught up on the series, but I'm not.
I mean, obviously they're gonna be pushing their connectless bundle.
Yeah, they're gonna
which
be
is not even a bundle. It's like less of a bundle. it's just the console and the controller. There you go. I think that is a good decision. Definitely.
I bet they announced
good economically, business wise.
I bet they
decision.
announced what's it called? The play and charge kit? The charge and play kit? Whatever that's called.
They already have one.
Yeah, but that's gonna be a bundle.
Oh my gosh! What if they threw
it's gonna
that
be
in
for $400 and $10.
$410.
$410. No, $410. That's what I'm going to say.
No, it was like if you threw that in, like take the Kinect out, throw that in for free, $400, you get the play and charge kit. There you go. I mean, add some incentive to be like, hey, look, make it a better deal. I don't know. I had to get one, and it's more money on top of more money. It's like $600 for the console.
That was a joke, by the way. But honestly, it should be included.
It should always be included.
That's my stance.
Should automatically be ridiculous. I do like how I am able to remove the battery, though. PlayStation, you can't. I have run into, I don't know if PlayStation has issues. I've ran into some battery issues with my controllers.
I have never.
Take the battery out, throw it back in, and fine.
Well, obviously.
Hard reset.
They
Take the battery out, throw it out the window. There you go.
No, I don't know. I haven't had any problems with my DualShock 3s. I will say, this thing is perfect, except for this light bar, Tyler.
DualShock 4, everybody.
The light bar. I'm touching it right now.
Light bar.
Din, 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 din.
Light bar.
That'll be a video.
That'll be coming soon. No, I think Microsoft has their feet under them. They seem to be focusing on games and stuff. Phil Spencer, definitely pushing the gaming side of things, and they might not even talk about Kinect at all. They might just be like, "Hey, look, it's no more Kinect," and there we go, and then just talk about games, which I would be perfectly okay with. Maybe there's some sort of like, I mean, obviously they're going to talk about their new apps and stuff coming soon that they've just recently talked about. They're going to probably talk about games with gold. which PlayStation's already been doing.
Mm-hmm.
But
they're
definitely
revamping.
glad Microsoft is on board with that. I will say I need to be able to pre-order some games on Xbox Live.
This is a head shaker, Tyler. I don't know why they haven't figured that out yet.
More sidetracks.
Yeah, more sidetracks. But no. Honestly, I think they're in a good spot. I mean, yeah. Definitely see Guardians. Definitely see Halo 2. I guarantee you Call of Duty's going to be there. And if Battlefield is going to continue their deal, you'll see Battlefield there too. I don't think you see those games at Sony's press conference. I think the first-person shooter, mega blockbusters, I think they stick with Microsoft.
Except for Destiny. Bungie was like, we made a Microsoft exclusive, and now they're like, we're not going to do that anymore. Don't know why. But Destiny looks like a cool game, but they're really sticking with Sony.
Yeah.
To show stuff, so.
Yeah, they are, and I guarantee it'll be that way too. But, so anyhow, I guarantee you see those two other games. You maybe even see Madden. I don't know. No, because EA usually shows that.
Yeah, in their own conference, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what else you see.
I don't know.
I mean,
there might be some good surprises in there.
Well, here's the thing, because everybody was thinking, oh, well, Quantum Break's going to be there, but there was an
Gamescom,
article.
August.
Yeah, Gamescom.
That's surprising. I was thinking it was going to be here at E3, but oh well.
Maybe they said our trailer releases at Gamescom. Could it still be there in a playable form, maybe? I don't know. I just really want to see that game. That is a game that all PlayStation gamers should be watching, because that's by far, right now I'm excited for that and The Witness.
It's like a Sony exclusive only on Xbox.
It really is. But anyhow, yeah. I mean, you see another game announced. I don't know what it is. I don't know who will do it.
Maybe there'll be some good indie games shown that we don't know about.
That is a space that
Microsoft seems to be keeping things a secret pretty well.
Yeah, for now.
Hopefully that's a good thing.
Yeah. Till Amazon.
Amazon gets a hold of it. Maybe they haven't told Amazon anything. They're like, you're going to leak this, man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That's Microsoft.
Down. And then we got EA. EA's conference, yeah. EA's conference, prior to Ubisoft and Sony, right after Microsoft. Boom, what do they show? Star Wars. I don't know if you see one Star Wars game. I don't know if you see two Star Wars games, but you're going to see Star Wars. Last year, they hinted at Mirror's Edge 2.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah, so people are really excited, and nobody's heard a peep about that game.
No.
So we'll probably see that. I mean, yeah, you'll see Battlefield again. Because yeah, they did that last year at Microsoft's conference. Ooh, another important thing about Microsoft's conference, they started out the show, if you remember, Tyler, with Metal Gear Solid 5. I wonder if you'll see that, in the press conference as well.
Possibly.
Sticking with Microsoft. I don't know what the deal is there.
Possibly.
But anyhow, back to EA. I definitely think you see you see the EA Sports BS that we see every year. I am hoping that Madden will be something that I can look forward to buying, but it hasn't been for a lot of years, unfortunately. So, but yeah, by the time you get done with, and then Garden Warfare, that was pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty big last year. So, I don't know. I think between, Battlefield, the Star Wars game, Mirror's Edge, sports, I mean, it's only an hour press conference, so wouldn't that fill it up?
Pretty close.
I mean, I'd love to see a new IP, but I don't know if they got any time. They go through all what they normally
show a trailer of one, maybe?
Yeah.
If it's that new, you wouldn't really want to show anything more.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, man, that was the best teaser, by the way. That Star Wars Battlefront.
That was good.
Yeah. was. Anyhow, so next up, Ubisoft, our favorite company, Tyler. We've already talked about it.
Probably show some of the Division, even though that's delayed. They'll show it.
Next Assassin's Creed that I'm
Assassin's
very
Creed.
excited. You know what's funny? Justin was getting our friend Justin, by the way. Hey, Justin. You know, he was all, gung-ho about the setting of this game because it's in the French Revolution, correct?
I believe so,
yes.
yeah.
And he's like, well, that's one of the bloodiest wars ever. It's true. But guess what?
There's no blood in AC4.
Ubisoft hates gore. And I do have a serious problem with that because some games call for it, some games don't. If they don't put gore in this game,
it's gonna ruin the war.
It's gonna ruin the whole setting.
I mean, you don't have to make it like so disgusting you want to throw up while playing the game, but like they don't have anything.
I don't know if I'd call Wolfenstein's gore fun because gore isn't meant to be fun in my opinion, but I thought it was fun.
It adds to the game.
It did add to the game.
It adds to the game. Without it, it would just be missing something.
I'll be really disappointed if they don't add gore in that game.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so we got... Did that Rabbids game... Remember they showed that? Remember?
Oh, yeah.
That was a funny deal. I don't know if that's released or what the deal is. And didn't that use Kinect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
That
think
is interesting. I don't think it's been... I don't know. I haven't seen anything about
it's
that
on the
game.
store.
Who would know? That piece of garbage.
No, I do think do think Ubisoft will probably show some Kinect stuff because I don't think Microsoft's dropping it off a cliff. I just think they're just gonna kind of not really push it down anybody's throat anymore. Ubisoft probably is developing something for it because they've always developed stuff for the Kinect, so they will probably show.
2 years down the road, nobody will know what Kinect is. I think though definitely they phase it off slowly. But yeah, back to
gaming wise.
Yeah, gaming wise. But no, I don't know what else. Like I said earlier, if they do another surprise deal like The Division, like Watch Dogs, I mean, people already know what it's going to be a 2016 game. Who cares? That's going to be my take on it, and I'm not trying to.
I would not reveal it until next year. I mean, if you're working on it now, reveal it next year.
If it's something that you know is going to come out next year, all right, reveal it, whatever. But
don't reveal it and then delay it to 2016. Like, I don't want to see something now that I'm not going to be able to play for 2 years down the road.
Watch Dogs almost went to its third E3. That is scary.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's bad. And
well, see, it took the E3, the Ubisoft conference. It took the show in 2012. The Division took it last year. So are they going to have something that's going to take it? But it just takes all this like hype for these games that have already been announced the first time, and then just like people don't care about them anymore because like it's still so far in the future. And it's like, well, we're gonna look at this new thing just because it's new and fresh.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh.
Anyway, let's move on. Next one.
Move on to the next one. So,
Sony.
I'm excited for Sony's press conference.
They always have good conferences.
They do. They have kick-ass montages, just like we do, Tyler. But
I thought you were going with Nintendo Wii. I was like, what? What are you talking about?
Nintendo! Woohoo! That's pretty
right.
close. But anyhow, no, for Sony's conference, do we see... I guess we'd probably see a Sony Santa Monica game. And it's going to be God of War. Because, as you remember, Tyler, earlier this year, they announced that they had got rid of that second team. Maybe it was even last year already. And that second team was working on some cool sci-fi game. And it really is disappointing.
Would you drop off some cool new thing?
It's almost identical to the Black Tusk situation. Except, Microsoft didn't have Gears prior to that. It was owned by Epic. Yeah. But anyhow, I don't know. I mean, I really hope I see this I really hope I see this Uncharted game. They keep hinting that, these visuals are going to be jaw-dropping. And they definitely will be. Because Uncharted 2 looks amazing to this day. Uncharted 3, not so much. I don't know if that was because of the 3D crap they tried to push or what. I don't know. And The Last of Us, I've told Tyler this. They came out with this, Last of Us PS4 reveal trailer. And I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, it looks like the PS3 game. I mean, that game looked really good. I don't know what they're going to do, but yeah, the Uncharted PS4, it's going to be pretty. It's going to be awesome. I hope we see gameplay. I don't care if it's a vertical slice. I don't care. I want to see some sort of gameplay, and I want somebody to come out on stage. I want Neil or Bruce or somebody else from that studio come out on stage, explain what the heck's going on. And kind of assure people, because right now the game's in shambles. They've got to redo the whole mocap deal. They've got, maybe they're rewriting the story even. Who knows? It's basically from scratch. So it would be nice to, get a big update. So, I mean, that's what I'm looking forward to. And obviously there's going to be a lot of bloating. PS4, I don't know, maybe they've sold 10 million of the things now. We haven't had a number in a while. So, last number we knew of was 7 million. So, I don't know. I think you'll hear a lot about that. I think they talk about PS3 for a little bit. And, what was it? In the latest podcast Beyond, Vince says that the Vita will get less than 10 minutes of time on stage. And I hope that's not the case, but, it very well could be. And, yeah, I want to see a Vita announcement because, last year, this time, we had some things to look forward to. We had Killzone Mercenary. We had Tearaway. Okay? Gamescom came around. Now we got Borderlands 2. Those have all passed. And I don't know of anything for that system. And so, yeah, it's... You're really
scary.
They're most likely also they're going to be talking about this Ultimate bundle, with the PS4 with the Vita, the Best Buy circular. I mean that explains that's what it's going to be as far as I'm concerned. I mean it's going to be Borderlands 2. It's going to come with a memory card. I tried to look and see what the memory card was, but it's a circular, so it's printed on that newspaper, so it's kind of hard to see.
Yeah. So
I couldn't make out what the memory card size was. It's probably 4 gigs. You're getting screwed there. I have to get another memory card, but I don't know. They'll talk about that. PlayStation Now, Tyler. Haven't heard a lot about it. It's been in beta. The last we knew about it, they said that, people have played over 50,000 hours. And Colin made a good point on Podcast Beyond. You can tell I listen to Podcast Beyond because I'm mentioning Podcast Beyond all the time. But he said, that's great, but that's not really that many hours, is it? And I kind of have the same opinion. I don't really know. And I don't know how that service is going to work. I think it's a cool service.
Yes. Yeah.
Very cool service. And I even think with that service, they could get into the PC space.
They could. Ooh,
that would be
there you go.
Cool.
Microsoft and PlayStation both getting in on this PC deal.
Yeah.
Look out, Steam.
We don't. I've had many a problem with Steam, but they're doing great things over there.
Oh yeah.
And they have,
as you can tell, we respect everybody.
We do. 60 million people have Steam accounts, I think.
Oh, I do.
So yeah,
I use it, but I have one.
Yeah. So that's great stuff. They also talk about the PlayStation Plus change. I didn't mention that in our PlayStation news section earlier, but basically, Tyler, if I didn't have a Vita prior to now, okay, I got PlayStation Plus. When I get my PlayStation Vita, there's about 4 or 5 games that I can download right away. Okay. And there's only like 1 or 2 that'll go off every month. But there'll be 3 other games that'll just kind of stay there. Okay? Basically what Sony's doing is they're getting rid of those they're getting rid of those games that just stay on there for like 6 months or whatever. Like kind of a stationary game right now is that XCOM Enemy Unknown game. It's been on there for months, and so has Uncharted 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. They're getting rid of that. For me, it doesn't really matter because, well, yeah, I download everything right away when it comes out. What excites me and stuff, you know.
Yep.
I get it right away. So the second it's available. So that doesn't really bother me. I'm sure they'll talk about it. I don't know. What do you think about PlayStation Now? I think I don't.
From what little I've heard about it, it sounds like a terrific idea. It sounds great.
If they make it into a Netflix streaming like subscription, I think that's where it's going to do really, really great things.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
individually, no.
I'm not going to.
I mean, everybody anymore is going to. You pay something overall, and it's like unlimited access. That's what you're going to need.
Yeah, keep in mind, Gaikai's working on this, and they spent $300 million on them. So, and I know they did stuff with Vita integration and stuff, but this is big for them. You know, I don't know. I hope they reveal that finally, and they'll probably give a date on that, just like they will The Last of Us PS4. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, Last of Us PS4 is streaming. Well, wouldn't you want that? That would be a flagship game to try that streaming service out on. So they kind of killed that by saying, hey, we'll have this version for PS4. I don't quite understand that, but it still would be cool to stream all these games. I'm still using my PS3 more than my PS4 right now. And so it would be very cool if I could just stream those games onto PS4. Even if I would have to rebuy them, oh well. I would do it. I would do it for some of these games.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, folks, me and Tyler doesn't know this yet, but we like to call this the big show. And I think the big show is about over with. Is there anything else you want to say, Tyler?
No, that's about it. I mean, keep in touch look back at after E3. We will definitely be having a lot to say about that.
Yeah, we'll be doing stuff. That brings up a good point. Hopefully, me and Tyler will be able to do videos after each conference. We won't probably get the chance to upload them in between conferences, but you'll kind of have a slew of videos to watch by the end of that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the end of Monday, June 9th.
Yep,
yeah.
This coming Monday. Ooh.
Yeah, and then
exciting.
I don't know if you'll be able. Will you be able to come Tuesday morning? That's the Nintendo.
No, I won't be.
That's a Nintendo. I wonder if we should mention a little bit. What do we think Nintendo's going to do? I mean, for their deal,
probably something I don't care about.
Harsh.
However, you did. You mentioned them talking about allowing you to use a GameCube controller on the Wii U.
Yes,
that is exciting.
That is
nobody
very
wants
cool.
to hold a Wii U controller, but I would hold a GameCube controller.
I hear all the time, and like I said, I don't have a Wii U, so I'm not going to judge it, but apparently you get used to that gamepad. But the thing is, games aren't utilizing it. Even their own in-house game studios are not utilizing the features of it. And so, yeah, it's a waste. It is. And so, I don't know. You know, Nintendo, they kind of, release all these different hardware configurations, all the time. And I wonder if we see something like that with the Wii U. Maybe they do something different with the hardware.
Oh. It'd be interesting to watch that too.
Yeah. Very, very exciting, though, for Link fans. Or not Link fans, Zelda fans.
Well, they're probably a fan of Link.
Yeah, they're a fan of Link. But no, that new Zelda game probably going to be revealed. Mm-hmm. And if it takes that dark slant that Twilight did, everybody was pumped for that when that came out. Yeah, expect people to go bonkers over that. Yeah, otherwise I really don't know enough about Nintendo to really even comment.
I don't either.
But definitely we'll probably see that new Zelda game.
Hopefully they make some good decisions. Good hardware decisions.
Yeah, good hardware decisions. But anyhow, back to kind of our E3 coverage, like we said Monday. Slew of videos at the end of the day. Tuesday, are you available in the morning? I think it's 10:30 our time.
I will not. I have work. So we can we'll have our normal Friday, Thursday night, Friday video. We'll have our normal.
Yeah, we'll do the big show.
Friday. The big show.
The big show. We'll do the big show every Thursday night, hopefully. So
Thursday night.
So Thursday night we would
maybe
kind of wrap up E3. But anyhow, I guess I'll kind of do, a video after Nintendo's press conference. And then I'm going to be watching IGN Live throughout all those days. So I can kind of keep up with what's going on, see what games that I find are really interesting, and then kind of give you impressions after the end of each day. So Tuesday evening, I'll be there. Wednesday evening, I'll be there. Thursday evening, I'll be there, hopefully with that fat guy.
With me.
So
yeah,
anyhow,
definitely. As you can tell, we do watch a lot of IGN. Pay attention to them. They have great coverage on all the news.
Yeah, they do.
Awesome people. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely watch them.
And all those news articles, I was going to give them credit. Just let me get there.
I wanted to say my deal. Gosh. You're like hogging the mic over there.
I
Jeez.
know. We're blowhards now. But anyhow, no. All those articles that I read, primarily from IGN, it's where I got all that info from. So they definitely keep on top of the news, and yeah, definitely watch their stuff. Make them some dough, please. I like their stuff.
Not cookie dough.
Yeah, not cookie dough. This has been VGNow's Big Show, episode 1. So long.